finalize my submission to tonight's hackathon, Elastic and AWS hackathon. I forked off JD's demo. Now JD's demo, it lists 3 data sets. The first one, the Kaggle, has simulated data. The Python notebook loads this one and really nicely enriches the data set and loads it. The stats bombs is very, very detailed, so that remained a stretch goal for me. Maybe later I'm gonna add. And my main goal was that while we were watching the match, which was the Bosnia-Herzegovina, USA Bosnia-Herzegovina, I saw some stats on the screen intermittently. Apparently this is some extra stat thing, not part of the stream. But I thought that, oh, if we have that, why can't I use that to help near real-time prediction? So not just work off of those loaded data, which could be also streaming in, by the way, but let's grab my phone and screenshot the stat and then use that for extra prediction. So that's what I did. I screenshotted 3 different times the stats, and then I converted those into a JSON format, which is, you can see, is a flattened format, like score 1, score 2, shot 1, shot 2, shots 1, shots 2, and all kinds of things, yellow cards, red cards. And I analyzed that and completed the edit them. So after the open football data set, here comes this live in-game stats, which I'm loading. You can see that the schema pretty much matches the JSON, and then we load that up and test it a little bit. Now, after that, I was using the serverless offerings of Elastic. Super nice. So you can instantiate the tools and the agents and skills as well. Everything is hosted in the serverless cloud. And what I did, I added an extra get live match stats function. So let's just quickly look at that. That is defined here in the setup dev tools. So come here. These are the original tools, and this is the new tool. Works off of this newly ingested index data, and the agent was modified a little bit, the prompt, and then the extra tool was added. Now I ran into a glitch, unfortunately, that hindered me pretty much, because for some reason the agent what I created didn't call the tools, and even after some, we were trying some prompt engineering to instruct, even though this is Frontier, Sonnet 4.5 and 4.6, so I would expect something was up with how the tools were bound. It was calling the tools without the parameters, and so it was failing. Now somehow it fixed itself, so you can see here that the agent is now working. So I ask such a question which would exercise this live data set. In this case, we are pretending that this match is going on, and so let's analyze that data. We have the 3x screenshot, and it's recognizing these trends here. It recognizes that Bosnia was taking over, equalizing the possession, they are very desperate, so their files are going up because they are trying to score way more. The US at the time, the 86-minute, it already had 2 goals, and they were in a defensive position and trying to steal time. So it correctly recognizes that, but it also factors in some pre-match context to it predicts with high confidence that it's going to be a 2-0 win, and that's actually what happened. But so what could I do? This didn't work. The good news is, first of all, I will show you how to test. So I click on the tools, and then we can test that it does work. So we were verifying that it returned the real-time data, quote-unquote real-time. And then what you can do is you can expose these tools as an MCP server. So that's what I did. I copied the MCP server URL, and then I said that I'm gonna create my own agent locally. So the downside of that here they run the agent for me. I don't have to do anything, orchestrate or anything like that. They do all that for me. In this case, I created a little Streamlit interface for that. And actually from another workshop earlier that day, I was using an inference provider which is OpenAI compatible. So let me show you here the from the example. You can see that this is called Fireworks, and I was testing GLM 5.2. And now the good news with this is I could easily implement the multi-model aspect of this. So I'm going to the Streamlit application, and so first I just ask a standard question. This was part of the original demo. Let's just test this. So it downloads fixtures and then goes to team stats both for Portugal and Croatia, which is going to be, today is July 1st. It's going to be July 2nd. Oh, it's already July 2nd. Yeah, that's past midnight. Now it, in several rounds, it took all the required context and analyzing this. You can see it's a little, let's see the analysis. So it goes to current form, some edge analysis. Even though here the GLM 5.2 is doing this in this case, and temperature is 0.3, so it's not the lowest. It seemed like that it's quite stable. The prediction is 2-1 to Portugal. We'll see tomorrow. Even though it's not super confident, it's very hard to, you know, who's gonna have an upset. So that's the standard one, which was working. It didn't use our real time. So let's pretend we are still at the hackathon, and now let's pretend that we have the 51st and the 75th minute live stats, and I'm gonna supply this screenshot. It was so fast you couldn't see it. Tesseract OCR'd it, and then so we're gonna ask a question which, let's say this one here. So now we supply that and we say this match is live, and then based on the live stats who's gonna win. And the end result of that is also stuffed into the prompt. Now we can see that the live match dataset is queried. Besides that, team stats, team form, and now it's thinking because it recalled all of the contexts it thinks necessary. We can see that the teams are matching well. It does some thinking. Essentially, it has similar data as for the other, but it also has the live. Like this one is the latest live data for this demo, and we have nice flags here, and oh, that's a wrong data here, so I have to look this up. That's wrong because it's not Bosnia. Where's the red card? But otherwise it does also see trends. It sees the possession trend. It sees the fighting of Bosnia and the foul jump, and also just like the other built serverless agent, it was still factoring in pre-match context. Similarly, we do that here too, and the live prediction is gonna be US gonna advance and 2-0. So this very different model, GLM 5.2, comes to the same conclusion. We also with high confidence. I think, even though that's not, I think, super surprising, given that it's 86 minutes. So it's kind of knows that this is towards the end. There was a 10-minute extension, by the way. So it was 100 minutes, 10 over the 90 minute. But again, the prediction is proper. We could test maybe with earlier stages, but so that's essentially my demo. And thank you so much for listening.